Coming to the end of a very windy day on the campaign trail today. And my day started off this morning with me doing some poetry at one of the aged care facilities here in Dubbo. And it's something I've been doing for a number of years, going out and doing some poetry, trying to entertain some people in those aged care facilities. And it's something I do at least once a month in a number of facilities. And I think that people really appreciate me coming along and doing that. It gives them something a bit different for their month. But it's also my way of saying thank you to those people who have made a contribution in their lifetime, and now it's time for them to sit back and relax and have other people make a contribution to them. So thank you to those people who came along, and often you'll get some of the daughters and sons of the people in those facilities coming along and listening to the poetry that I do. It's mainly Banjo Patterson, Henry Lawson poetry, a little bit of my own poetry as well, but again, just some way of giving back to those people. I then went out along the Mandarin Road and knocked on a few doors out along that way of Dubbo today, and just again talked to some people around a range of things. And a couple of things came up today which I don't hear a lot of at the moment, but they are still bubbling away under the surface. Some of the decisions of this particular state government that they've made during this last term of government, particularly around amalgamation and around greyhounds, they popped up in some of the conversations today. And I don't hear a lot about those at the moment, but people still are concerned about them. But I think they more or less think, well, those decisions have been made, I'll leave them now. But people still aren't overly happy, not so much about the outcome of those decisions, but about the way those decisions were undertaken and the lack of consultation. And one thing I am hearing a lot from people is they really appreciate the fact that I am coming around, I am talking to them, I want to hear their opinions, and I sit there and listen to them, sometimes for an hour or even more, listen to what they've got to say and make sure that if I am successful in March next year, I will be a very effective representative and a very effective voice for people across the entire electorate. Tomorrow morning I'm off to launch a cricket tournament, there's a Premier League, and then tomorrow evening I'll be at a Toongai where there's an event being held by my Rotary Club to try and just make sure the mental health of farmers in the region is okay, and that'll be quite an interesting barbecue really. It's just a chance for people to get around and talk about whatever they want to talk about, but again, one of those things that I like to volunteer for a range of groups, including my Rotary Club, and make sure I'm there with the community. This has been Mathew Dickerson, your independent voice.